Hey there Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. It is Sunday the 27th of March today of the year 2022, and if you live in the UK that also means it's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I hope you're having a great day. Mine's been quite relaxing. Rob's done dinner and I've just been stitching. Now this past week, the 2 weeks prior, I've sort of tried to touch projects that I haven't touched in a while and perhaps needed a little bit of love, but this week kind of went off on a tangent and did its own thing. I pulled out my Disney Villains piece, I put it into the hoop, and then I put it into my Elbacy floor frame. It was only meant to be in there for the day, sort of like a one-day project. It kind of stayed in there all week. I only pulled it out, I think, last night or this morning. Last night, I think. So inadvertently, my Disney Villains piece became my focus piece for the week. And do you know what? It's really weird, but I've enjoyed it that way. I've touched less projects, but I've done more stitches on them. So I'm thinking going forward that I may just have a focus project for the week. And then, like, if I touch anything else, I touch something else. But kind of having just that one reel that stays in my frame. Everything else I kind of put in a hoop and I do in hand anyway. So I installed a wheel on my tablet, just put all my sort of my bigger projects in them. I've put most of my projects in it, but I've left a couple out that are like a little bit smaller than my others. So I'm thinking I'm going to spin a wheel and see what my focus project is going to be that's going to stay in my hoop in my frame all week, and see how that goes this week. As it stands, I have touched 4 projects this week, but like I said, there's been a few more stitches than normal, because normally I pull something out, do a couple of 100 stitches and put it away and choose something else, and it just didn't go that way this week. So I'm just going to jump in. First things first, I have an FFO, my first one of 2022. Last week I showed you my finish, which was the Ukraine Solidarity stitch. A lot of people were doing this and I opted to do it too. Now my sewing is not the best. I have never done a biscornu before, ever, and it looks great from on top, but here she is. I say she. My sewing skills are not the best. Absolutely not the best. It's not even in the middle. It's supposed to be like right here instead. But you know what? I chose a really tiny button, the smallest I could find, because I didn't want it to take over. The design, you know, is like amazing. I don't want to ruin it, so I haven't put anything on the bottom one. I've just sewn them together, but it looks awesome. I'm still learning, even all these years of cross stitch. Yeah, you can tell it isn't quite in the middle, but you know what, it's quirky and I like it. And the only reason I did a biscornu is because I saw someone else on the 1 Point Mine page who turned hers into a biscornu, and I'd never done one before, so I'm chuffed. It's fine. It's unique. It does for me. So that's my fully finished object of the year. Other than that, it is just whips as always. So the first one I am going to show you is Long Dog Sampler's Pandemic. And this one actually got quite a bit of work. Like I said, I have been having them out more than normal, so you'll obviously still see the pictures of where it was the last time you guys saw it. But here is where we are at now. Let me just fold this in half and I'll show you what I worked on first. So this week, I say this week, it was only yesterday and this morning, late last night, this darker band right here, even though it just looks darker because there's more stitches in this one place, started about there. I'd already done this bit at the bottom, I think, so I've gone all the way up there. I've done all of this, including the back stitch that's right there, and I've done all of this too. This is stitched on, oh my gosh, 22 I think. See, you can tell how long it's been since I touched. it is, see, 22 count hard hanger this is stitched on in white, and I'm just doing, wrong side, doing it in 310, plain 310. I wish I'd been brave enough to choose something else. And it's 1/1, which I like actually, purely because then when you come across a bit that needs some back stitch, you haven't got to get a separate thread. You can just do it in the thread that you're working with. So here's the whole thing so far. And the stitches, you wouldn't believe, I did 1,371, which is amazing for me because I only got it out sort of 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. I did about 5 hours yesterday, and then I've done a couple of hours this morning on it. So I'm liking this more stitches, less touches approach. It was working well. All right then. And the next one I touched is another long dog sampler, Castles in the Air. Have I not got my thing in here? Apparently not. Nope, it's upside down. Right, this one, not as many, but it was still pretty good. 742 stitches. I get the feeling I showed you this last week, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. No, because I did it on Tuesday. This is stitched on 28 count opal linen in the colour Iced Grapes, and it is 2/2, and it's a special thread I bought from KLT Charting. No, where did I put the bag? There it is. Yeah, I am correct. It's this one, Galactic Quest it's called, and I'm still waiting for another 20 skeins. I know she said she was behind with her orders and stuff, but it looks fabulous, and I can't even remember where I did. It was that good. I have no idea where I stitched, because it was Tuesday and I've slept a lot since then, so that's my excuse anyway, and I'm sticking to it. But it was good. I did want to get it out again, but I just didn't for some reason. Right, my next one, which I haven't even showed you the picture for. It is this one. I did some catching up this week, and I think the only 2 days I've got left to catch up on are yesterday and today, which I'll do tonight anyway, because I'll note the temperature for today in a little while. This obviously is by the Stitchin Mummy, and I'll show you my birth year first. I think I've gotten into the habit of that. And this is where we are at. So this is March. I think last week when you saw it, had I only just finished this side? I think so. You'd have seen the picture anyway. So we've done this side this week. This is stitched on 40 count Silvery Moon, 2/2. And this is what it looks like from January, February and March so far. Colours haven't varied very much. I mean, the lighter greens have started coming in March, but then it kind of dipped again this week. And we went back into the blues. And then this one for this year. Whoa. I'm sure this is 32. I do this every week. No, it's 36. You'd think I'd know by now. And it's fell on the floor. Oh well, I'm molting. This is where we are at now anyway. And this week, you actually can't really tell very well, but we actually had highs of 19 on these 2 days right here. These two pale, pale yellows. I'm trying to get it to focus on it. It's not doing a great job, is it? But yeah, and it was 19 again yesterday, I think. Today feels a little bit cooler, so I'm not sure what the high of today is going to be until I look. But I was so excited when these two yellows came out. And it looks fabulous. I'm excited now to start going into the warmer colours. This is 36 count platinum, if I didn't already say. 2/2. And they both look amazing. I can't put them away now because I've thrown the bag on the floor. Anyway, the last piece I worked on this week is, as I said at the beginning, my Disney Villains piece. This got a lot of work this week, as you will see from the before and the after picture. It wasn't meant to be a focus, but I just got carried away, I guess. There's no other way to put it. It just stayed in my hoop and I was having a whale of a time stitching away on it. So you will have seen the before picture where you saw it last time. Wait till you see this. I'm trying to get it sorted. Ta-da! Cruella's face is so nearly done. Doesn't she look amazing? She looks like she's drunk, actually. There's a stitch that needs to be put into her eye right there, I think. Yes, she looks drunk. But she's looking good, and I think that was part of the reason I carried on. So I've done a lot in her face. I've done some filling in up the top here and down the side here. I picked a colour that was in her face. I did her face, mostly because I think I wanted to finish her face and have something to sort of look at when I stitch. And then I just went with it, and wherever that thread was needed, I kind of took it. The reds, I think there was a bit of red around her mouth, and I just carried on down. But she's looking awesome. This is, I believe, 25 count. That doesn't say. But I'm pretty sure it's 25 count Magic Guide. And she looks fabulous. There is such a lot of like off-whites, and it's so hard to stitch. You can just like tell where the white is and where there's gaps that need to be stitched. That white was hard going, and I'm still not finished. There's some more to go down here, but I'll try and do that in the daytime. But the clocks went forward last night, so daylight is going to be around a bit more today and the rest of, you know, the year. So, well, 6 months. I hope they leave the clocks now. I hope they don't keep messing with them, because I hate having to remember. Tyler came in this morning and woke me up and said, Mum, it's 8:20. I was supposed to get up at 8:15. My alarm clock, we both thought changed itself, because I'm sure it did last time. I changed it and then it ended up being wrong. This time it hasn't changed itself at all, so I'm a bit... I don't know if my alarm clock does or doesn't. So he had to go out, so I had to be up on time. And he ended up waking me. Anyway, as far as my stitching goes, that's everything. Now I've got Riley's to share with you. He hasn't done as much this week as he did last week, but he has been feeling a little bit, not poorly, but he's had a bit of an achy belly, and that kind of puts him off things, so he hasn't done as much, but he has still been on it quite a lot. This is the project he's been working on, and he's nearly finished the black. I mean, as you saw last time, he'd done all this black around here and in here. He's now, there was some here as well that he'd done. He dropped. He's working on this last patch at the bottom, right here. And I think he's actually excited to finish it himself, because he said to me, he pointed it out, that it was the last patch of black he got to do. So I will have a picture from last time, which will be on the screen. And then this is where we are at now. Oh, okay, he has done quite a lot. I think he'd started this the last time I showed it to you. Well, he's just kind of, you know, gone with it. Doesn't it look fabulous? I think it looks awesome. And he is really excited to finish it. I mean, the bottom's right here, so he doesn't have a lot left to put in there. This is on... Good question. Does it say on there? 11 count. It's on 11 count, just what came with the kit. and he's doing a fabulous, fabulous job. He said to me, I said to him today, he's stitching, he said, but you haven't done your video yet. I said, yeah, that's okay. He said, I'll wait for you to do your video. So, and then we're going to carry on. So that is Riley's, and he will be on that again this afternoon. And I will be, I don't know what I'm going to work on. Oh yes, that was my point. I installed a wheel on my tablet because I want to do what I did this past week and sort of have one focus, one that stays in the hoop on my elbow-C frame, and then anything else I choose to work on, I choose to work on, or not, as the case may be. So I'm going to spin that with you guys right now. So you guys can see what I'm going to work on this week. I've put most of my projects in there. There are a few missing, but they're like my smaller projects, like my 1 Point Mind Beautiful Sal. I haven't put that on there because it's a monthly thing and there's not a great deal to do on it, and it kind of feels pointless is my point. And then I think there's another couple missing and I can't remember what they were. Never mind. I've put all my others in here anyway, the ones that matter. So I'm going to spin and see what my focus project for this week is going to be. Oh my days. You just can't make these things up, can you? I'm not going to go with that. Just because I've spent this last week on it already. I'll leave it on there though. I should have left it off until after this week. I'm not working on Disney Villains advert. I don't care what it says. I've done it this week, so I am not going to do it. Oh dear. This time, fingers crossed. Okay, I can cope with that one. I've had Pandemic out a little bit this week. Not a great deal, but I can do that. So I guess Pandemic's going to be my focus. Who could have known that he was going to pick Disney Villains twice? Anyway, Pandemic is my focus for this week, and anything else I work on, I will work on. I hope you guys have had an amazing weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day, all those mothers out there. Try and have a relaxed one. Other than that, have a great week, guys. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.